Hello, YouTube. It's time for another book report. Um, just got done a week of fairly stringent work, a more stringent work schedule than I'm used to. So I think today I'm just going to be staying in, watching some Doctor Who Christmas specials, as you can see right over my shoulder. Um, just relaxing by the wood stove, really. Might do a light spot of dusting. The place is still like an explosion. I'm not the neatest housekeeper, but without any further ado, I wanted to do some Christmas reading, so I continued with the Christmas books by Charles Dickens, of which A Christmas Carol is one. So I skipped that one because I've read it a couple times, and of course I've seen the Alistair Sim movie quite a few times, so I know the story pretty well. So I read the other ones in a sort of a hopscotch fashion, and here, try to get this exactly right here. Excuse me. There. Hopefully that doesn't fall. There we go. I'm working with a tablet here. There. We'll just keep my hand there just to be safe. Um, I started with Cricket on the Hearth because it was recommended, and to be honest, I really don't remember that much about it. That's the problem with reading all these stories like together; they tend to blur. And also, this was my first major taste of Charles Dickens as a writer, and to be honest, I had a hard time getting my head around the Victorian, you know, his writing style. I mean, I knew there were important things happening, but I would get characters confused and whatever else. But Cricket on the Hearth and the Battle of Life are basically family stories. Um, I don't want to say soap operas, but they involve life choices, being especially in Cricket on the Hearth. It's like being happy with what you've got, type of thing. The Battle of Life is more about life choices and the regrets that we have in making what we think is the wrong choice, type of thing. And of course, in Victorian style, there's always like some hidden scandal that prevents two people from being together, and the secret is revealed later. And since this is a Dickens Christmas novel, everything ends happily. And I would say, I would say that Charles Dickens is the father of the, pretty much the father of the literary Christmas miracle. To be quite honest, I mean, without him, maybe we wouldn't have Hallmark Christmas stories. And what would we do then? Um, but yeah, the chime. Okay, so we've got the Battle of Life. The Chimes was to New Year's what a Christmas Carol was to a, a Christmas Carol was to Christmas, and if I'm understanding the story correctly, it's all about basically the mistake of keeping up with the Joneses and worrying about what other people think. The chimes are like these ghosts from this clock that the main character likes to listen to. When he's sad and depressed, he goes by these chimes and he just listens to them. And had something to do with worrying about who his daughter was going to marry. He was worried that she wasn't marrying high enough, type thing. And in this story, Charles Dickens' really snide derision of the elite ruling classes is on full display. Um, they're completely cut off from reality, and they basically use the poor to amuse themselves. Out in the street, they have a working man. Well, we're just gonna put him through the business because what else is there to do? We're busy being lawyers. We're busy being statesmen, that kind of thing. Gentlemen with the top hats and everything like that. So the main character basically, how do I put this, is shown like an alternate universe where he basically makes decisions based on the shame that he feels because he hasn't climbed high enough, and of course all of his future relationships are a disaster. His the friend the daughter of a friend is begging in the streets and all that. It's pretty bleak stuff, but of course all ends up being well when he asks for help. And sound familiar? He asks for help, and he wakes up again, and suddenly everything's okay, and it sounds almost like It's a Wonderful Life. I'm gonna do another video on that soon. But Yeah, that one I liked. But the one that really sticks out for me is, see if I can get the picture back here. Ugh, let's see, where is it? The one that really, really kind of rang my bell, so to speak, was, come on, guys, where is it? Please bear with me. This is the picture of the book, that I put on as a thumbnail to this video, and I'm just kind of like looking for it now. I lost the screen, so let's, I don't know. The Ghost and the Haunted Man's Promise? I know I'm getting the title wrong, but we'll find it. We'll find it. Hold on, hold on. It's not here. That sucks. Anyway, has to do with a guy. It's basically Dickens. How do I put this? It's his eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Um, the main character had a crappy childhood, and he's offered a promise by what looks like a ghost of himself to I have the ability to take out all of your negative memories, all of the stuff that had ever hurt you. I have the ability to take those out, and furthermore, I will give you this gift so you can bestow it onto others. So he says, "Yeah, I'll take it. I'm sick and tired of these crappy memories of a crappy childhood." And he has the memories excised, and something happens to him. He just feels like half a man, and but he feels, oh, something good must have happened. So I'm going to spread this gift to everyone he knows, and he spreads it like a virus, and it doesn't really do any good. It makes people worse because how do I put this? In a physical sense, if you were to like to lop off someone's arms and legs right then and there, making them less whole, they wouldn't be able to function in a society. Same with a person's memories. A person's memory a person is the sum total of their memories, good and bad. So to take out anything bad, it would be pulling on a string and taking all the benefits that came with those bad memories. So you basically become less of a person. You become you're the lessons you learned or hopefully learned from those bad events are now gone too. So now you're a less functioning person, and that's what Dickens was trying to get at with this. And the thing is, it seems I'm not sure exactly what magical realism is, but I'm really getting the idea that with A Christmas Carol and all the mystical ones in this particular of his Christmas novels, he's kind of leaning towards that, where ghosts can just pop up and like show you the error of your ways and give you a chance to redeem yourself in this greatest of all times, Christmas and New Year's. And I have to admit, I mean, despite my wrestling with the writing style, um, he goes for full on, all ends tied up happy endings, and I'm gonna say I bought it. I had a lump in my throat where basically humanity's better nat- humanity's better nature wins out, and I'm all for that. And we need that, especially at Christmas time. We need that all the time, but for Christmas, it's an appropriate message. So I might have to read some more of Charles Dickens, and if anyone has any suggestions on where to start outside of the Christmas novels, please feel free. Um, the writing style is something I have to get used to, I admit, but yeah, I'm glad I stuck with it. I got a lot of stuff out. I was highlighting certain passages, but the final line of the old ghost and the man's promise. I know I'm screwing up that title, but I wonder if I pull up the book. My phone has crappy memory, so it's probably not going to pull up what I need right now. But the last story says, "But Lord, keep my memory green." Is the last word of the story that the characters see from a picture. Um, And I like that. May your may your memories be green. In other words, have good wholesome things. In other words, whole. And I think that's a really good lesson to spread out for this to absorb for Christmas. Um, I'm glad I read it. It was perfect Christmas reading. Last year was, oh, memory gone. It was a gift from a friend of mine, and of course, can I remember the name of it now? Of course not. It involved a magic box, and it was complete a magic box that could allow the main character to time travel, and it's a children's classic. Um, and it was in keeping with the feel of Christmas, and that's the kind of stuff I like to read every December or winter time, because it kindles that hope in a very in a time of cold weather, in a time of being huddled away from the rest of the world. Okay, I've just passed 10 minutes, and that's long enough. So this is the Gentleman Scholar signing out with his latest book report. Take care.